On, guys, I had the big burst in my head, and even though Wagwan this and that family, welcome back to the channel. This is your girl Trisha, and thank you for joining me. If you are new, please go ahead and subscribe for more amazing videos. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and share out the videos. Now, guys, today I'm going to be telling you a story. Today I was walking in downtown Montego Bay, and one of the things that I always do is when I go in town, whenever I buy food, I always leave some for somebody. Like when I'm walking, like I always get something for somebody like who's homeless or somebody who's mad, or some of those people on the streets. I remember one Christmas in particular, my girls and I, we went to KFC, and we were coming back, and we had about 2 or 3 pieces of chicken left back in the bucket. And when we reached, I think it was LOJ or Bay West there, but there was a madman there, and he held out his hand and he was begging for food. So my daughter had the bucket in her hand, and I said to her, give the madman the chicken. Guys, my daughter got so angry, she didn't want to give it up. Anyway, I took the chicken from her and I gave it to the madman. And she just couldn't understand, why I would do something like that. I believe in giving, and when you give, you don't talk about it, to be honest. I mean, we have just come out of the season of giving, but I believe that all year round should be a season of giving. You shouldn't wait for any time special, and to give something to the less fortunate if you can. But that is not really my story. Up to today, guys, my daughter, it's like more than 7 years ago, and my daughter still remembered. I think she's still angry because she had plans for her KFC. So as I told her, get to the real meat of the matter as it relates to mad people and people who are schizophrenic. Now, when I was a child, I think I was probably about 10 years old, guys. I used to live with my mother, and I used to go and look for my father. Every now and then I would go and look for my father. So I remember one day I was, going over by my father. Well, I went over by my father. Normally I would go there, my sisters would be there, and I would, hang out with them until my father come. This day in particular, my sister she met me at the gate, and she was there crying and arguing. So I wanted to know what was wrong with her. She was there explaining to me that a boy was fighting her off, and the boy lived a little bit down the road. So I was there, and I was just like encouraging her, don't get yourself in any trouble, no fighting or anything. Just go back in and let us, just talk or so. Guys, little bit after I said that to my sister, there came the boy from down the road coming up. The boy and 2 other boys. But from a look at the guy, I saw that he was of unsound mind. So I was saying to my sister, but him look crazy, man. Him not look like, say, him head, solid. So the boy came up. I was never one for fuss and fight. I grew up, I never loved to fuss and fight. Guys, my sister came up. My sister was there. The boys came up, and there was an altercation between my sister and the boys. And my sister, my sister did? My sister pushed me on the boys. And the one who I told you that him look like him had kind of some screw missing or something, he had a hammer in his hand, and he just swing the hanger and hit me in my head. I didn't know anything after that, guys. I was flat out on the ground. When you say you see Blinky, yes, I was there. I was knocked out for a while, and they throw water on me and water me. In Jamaica, people love talk about watering. Anyway, when I revived, I was full of blood, all over my face, running down my face and stuff like that. And I was there, and I was like begging for help, until eventually my sisters helped to pick me up off the ground. And When they picked me up off the ground, I went back home to my mother, who at this time was very, very upset. And we know Jamaican parents, how they deal with things differently. Me never tell her to go over no father. Me went tell her to go over there. Because in her eyes, I didn't have a father because she didn't think my father was taking good care of her. And she opened up the middle of my head, and she trim it around, guys. Literally trim around it. Yes. And when she trim around it, she said, Lord of mercy, this look like me. I have to go carry her go to hospital now. And lo and behold, she took me to the hospital, guys. And when we went to the hospital was on go slow. So I had to go home back with the big old wound in my head. Back in the days, there was a thing called the red and black capsule. I don't know if that one still exists. The red and black capsule. My mother opened up a couple of them and she threw it down in my head, and I saw she did throw it, and I saw she did quarrel and they carry on. Guys, I had the big burst in my head, and even now I have that impression in my head from being hit in my head with a hammer. I found out that the guy was not so very collective. The dogs outside. I found out that the guy was kind of schizophrenic. And guys, if it was for me alone, I would not have attacked that boy. I wouldn't go in no fight. But because my sister pushed me on the boy, that is what happened. Anyway, normally, like, I would walk on the road. There are times when I would see the boy and the boy would still try to attack me. It's like he just had something for me. But Mark, he went mad. He was a mad boy. About a year or so after that, I heard that police shot him, But then I felt like I was happy that they shot him. But when I look back at it now, I could never be happy for something like that to happen to anybody. He needed help. Of course, he could have killed me. He could have cracked my skull. Who to tell if my skull wasn't cracked? Because, there was no intervention. Nobody looked at it, or no doctor looked at it. An x-ray was not done, no MRI, nothing was done, and my head was hit, burst open by a hammer. So he died. So guys, nowadays when I see mad people, I am very scared, to be honest. So the other day I went in town and I bought a food, and I said I'm gonna get something for a street person. So I was walking, I could barely find any in Montego Bay. Who does? I'm not seeing so many mad people in Montego Bay anymore. Guys, don't mind the dog. I'm not seeing so many mad people in Montego Bay anymore. So I was walking, and when I reached Sam Sharp Square, I saw a madman. I'm like, Jesus, I'm gonna turn back. I want to turn back, but I couldn't turn back. Had the food in my hand, and the madman come over and stretch out his hand. I gave him the food, and after I gave him the food, he was not pleased with just the food. He wanted money. He was like, can you give me $100? Give me $100 now, and they look for me in the strangest way. So I had to just turn, and I said, no, I can only give you the food, and I turned away, So, that's me sharing an experience. That's my story time. Comment below, have you ever had any tragedy in your life? Have you ever had an experience where you could have died? Especially here in Jamaica, there are a lot of incidents that happen and so many things. And I'm gonna, tell you my stories one by one, because I believe that I'm here for a purpose, and purpose cannot die. So many times the enemy tried to take my life, but I can say that God kept me. Right? This is not a religious channel, but I have to go there to say, one lick in my head with that hammer, I could have been 6'6", but God saw purpose. God saw that this would be Trisha today, and He allowed me to live. I did not die. So guys, if you're going through any type of hardship or anything, just know that God will take you through. Anyways, guys, that's my story time for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share out the video, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the post notification bell, and of course, I will see you in my next lit video. I'm out. Jamaican this, Jamaican that. You wanna know how Jamaican chat?